Dear all, a very good evening to all of you. I am Kajal Wahi and I welcome all the attendees today on the latest session of TAXO Prime Time. As you may be aware, TAXO Prime Time is our weekly webinar session on analysis of the latest amendments and judgments in GST. In today's session, we have with us CA Dr. Atul Gupta sir, and GST expert who will share his insights on the latest updates and amendments under GST that many of us have been looking forward to. Before we start the session, I would like to share the new features of TAXO Online. We have updated case law library with over 15,000 judgments with intelligent multiple search option. You can find notification circular with search tools and notification tree for rate, cess, exemption in RCM. We have also updated the model draft reply of key notices and research on contemporary issues. Next is our Ask GST query feature to get concept clarification. Also, we have an intelligent rate finder for goods and services. Practical case studies on 26 sectors. With that, all 174 sections interlinked with acts, rules, notifications, circulars, and cherry picked case laws. Daily updates to subscribers via WhatsApp and email. All the features are available at a very affordable price only with TAXO Online. So now I would like to request CA Dr. Atul Gupta sir to kindly take the session forward. Sir, please welcome.
Thank you, Kajal, and very good evening, friends. At the outset, thanks to the team TAXO for giving me this opportunity. Again, I'm with you with some of the latest judgments, which I believe will be useful and helpful for all my friends who are listening this program. As you are aware that a lot of litigations are going on, we are getting a lot of notices. 30th of June 2025 will be the last date for the extended period litigation as far as the period 2018-19 is concerned. So in the next few days, you will get a lot of orders as far as the 2018-19 is there. And then we are expecting the tribunal to be get established in the next few weeks. So you need to prepare the appeals as well. So having understanding of all these jurisprudence is very important for all of us. And that's why will be touching around 10-12 cases which are recently pronounced, useful for all of us, so that we can have some better learning from this discussion. And then maybe later on, I will take some queries as well, in case our colleagues are having certain queries as far as the GST is concerned. My dear friend, the first judgment of the day, which I am going to take with you, the 2025 TAXO.online 907. This judgment is of L&T Geostructures LLP, and this judgment by the L&T Geostructure as far as the section 36 subsection 4 rule 36 sub rule 4 was there. You are aware that in the earlier initial year of the GST, the government allowed the assessees to take the credit beyond the credit which was available in their portal. So initially it was 120%, then it was reduced to 110%, then 105%, and then finally they make it that you cannot claim more than the credit which is available on the portal, in spite of this fact that the invoices are available to you. So my dear friend, when this restriction was imposed by the government through the rule 36 sub rule 4, there was a challenge before the Madras High Court by the L&T Geostructure LLP that this particular rule is unconstitutional and arbitrary in nature, as the government authority has no power to impose the restriction on claiming the ITC. So my dear friend, this matter was there, and even the petitioner quoted this Article 14 of the Constitution as the violation of the right to equality. So my dear friend, the Honorable High Court of Madras reviewed this divisional bench of the High Court of Madras, reviewed the entire aspect, and as far as the section 16 vis-a-vis rule 36(4) was there, and they found that the government has the power to put the reasonable restriction on claiming the ITC through the Rule 36 Sub Rule 4. And the writ petition filed by the assessee was, the petitioner was dismissed by the Honorable High Court of Madras. So, my dear friend, when you will feel that whether the this credit that I want to claim the credit beyond 120% or 110% or 105%, as the case may be, feeling that it is my right and it is my fundamental right, and the credit should be made available to me, and the condition imposed by the department, the restriction imposed by the law is not constitutionally valid. So in that case, this judgment will be useful for you to clarify that the conditions imposed by the department through this rule is being now held as a constitutionally valid proposition. So, my dear friend, I will urge upon all of you that you have to be very careful. Even if you are going to the High Court in a similar matter, you will not get the relief primarily because there is already a judgment from the Madras High Court. So, this judgment, though, is not in the favor of the SSC, but at the same time, it set the tone, the validity of the Rule 36 Sub Rule 4 of the GST. Now, my dear friend, coming to the another judgment which is there, I will take you to the another judgment, that is 2025 TAXO.online 804. Now, my dear friend, again, this was a judgment which was decided against the SSC, that is the Indo-Varna LPG Bottling Private Limited versus Union of India in the Patna High Court. So, my dear friend, what happened that in this case, there was a rejection. There was a rejection of the refund claim by the department, and the SSC approached to the Honorable High Court stating that the refund claim which was rejected by the department as far as the section 54 is concerned, vis-a-vis Rule 89 Sub Rule 5. There should be, so they filed the writ petition before the Honorable High Court against that particular aspect. So the issue was that there was a refund claim which was partially rejected by the department under section 54, read with Rule 89 Sub Rule 5, as the department contended that the petitioner has not provided the sufficient evidence to support the claim for the rejected amount regarding the sale of the capital goods, that is the LPG empty cylinders. But rather than providing the sufficient documents or the evidence to the department, the petitioner filed this writ petition before the Honorable High Court of Patna. The Honorable High Court reviewed the entire matter and directed the department that you please consider all the documents which he is supposed to provide, but at the same time rejected the petition, the writ petition filed by the Indo-Varna, that is the petitioner, that you have a alternative remedy available, that you can approach to the filing the appeals before the lower authority within the next 8 weeks. So, my dear friend, I again urge all of you that when you feel that there are the certain ambiguities are there, or the points are not being considered properly by the department, there is not always that the writ petition is the right route. Many times the honorable courts will feel that when the alternative remedy is available for this simple matter, that your views are, your submissions are not being considered by the department, then you have always a alternative remedy available to file the appeal. So until and unless that is not get exhausted, that after filing the appeal, if you are not getting the order, and since the tribunal is not there, then if you are going to the Honorable High Court, you may get the relief. So the right way is to first exhaust the first level of appellate authority available, which is appellate opportunity available, which is already there in place. And then only we should go to the Honorable High Courts. Otherwise, it's always a litigative cost will be there. Now, coming to the third judgment of the day, that is 2025 TAXO.online 897. So earlier was 804, which I just shared with you. And now coming to the 897, Alakappan P is the versus Deputy State Tax Officers, Madras High Court. So it is a state GST matter with the single member bench. Now, my dear friend, it was related to the effective opportunity. So, what happened that in this particular case, the petitioner submitted before the Honorable High Court that there was a bank attachment as given by the department. The bank was attached by the department, and the petitioner was ready to deposit 25% of the amount. But the petitioner was not aware about the show cause notice issued by the department, and even no opportunity of being heard was there. When the matter was came to the Honorable High Court, the Honorable High Court, while disposing of the writ petition, set aside the order because there was no opportunity of being heard was provided. The show cause notice, the assessee was not aware about the show cause notice has been issued, and at the same time directed the petitioner to deposit the 25% of the disputed amount within 2 weeks, and accounts to be defreezed, and the matter remanded for the fresh consideration. So, my dear friend, when we have this kind of a judgment, I will just narrate the judgment once again. That there was no opportunity of being heard was provided to the assessee. The bank was freezed, and the order was passed. So the assessee contended before the Honorable High Court of Madras that I am not aware about any show cause notice issued by the department. I am ready to deposit 25% as a pre-deposit, but my account should be defreezed because I have to do the business. And since no opportunity of being heard was provided, so I should be given the opportunity so that I can submit my contentions. So Honorable High Court considered sympathetically on this particular point, and remanded the matter for the fresh adjudication, fresh consideration. But at the same time, directed the department to defreeze the account based on the 25% amount to be deposited by the petitioner within 2 weeks' time. So, my dear friend, all these things are there before you, and I believe that this can also guide you that in the similar matter, when there is a freezing of accounts are there, how to approach the Honorable High Courts, what kind of a contentions should be there, and what will be the remedy, what will be the prerequisites will be there as far as this aspect is there. Now, my dear friend, coming to the another judgment which I discussed many times earlier as well, that is 2025 TAXO Road Online 896 KC Timber Products. Now, my dear friend, this matter as was there before the Allahabad High Court, and it's a single member bench, but as we discussed many times as well, that the appeal was rejected. So the first appellate level, the appeal was rejected by the department because the certified copy of the order was not attached by the assessee. So the assessee filed the appeal, the certified copy of the order was not attached, and based on that, the department rejected the appeal. Now dismiss the appeal. Now, in the many other cases also, we have already submitted that there are many judgments like the Check India Private Limited versus Union of India, where the physical filing of the certified copy is not mandatory, but rather a procedural in nature, and if the appeal is preferred along with all the necessary document, the certified copy is not required. So, my dear friend, when there is many judgments which says that the certified copy is not required, and based on this only the appeal cannot be rejected. So similarly, the view was taken by the Allahabad High Court in this particular case of a KC Timber product, and the writ petition was allowed. Matter remanded back to the appellate authority for considering appeal on merit. So I just wish to communicate you that in case there are appeals which are being rejected by the department on this ground only, that the certified copy is not being attached. So apart from the other judgment, this judgment will also help you, which you can quote 2025 TAXO Road Online 896 to support your contention. Now, my dear friend, I'm going to discuss you a very important case. I believe that this is the one of the case which you should be hearing, which should be noting down very carefully, that 2025 TAXO Road Online 969 Patanjali Ayurved Limited. Now, my dear friend, in the Allahabad High Court, the matter was with a divisional bench. that there was a two penalties which were imposed on the SSC for the circular trading. The allegation of the circular trading was there on the Patanjali Ayurved Limited. And there were two penalties which were imposed under section 74 and 122. There were three units which was involved in this particular case. The one unit was in Uttarakhand, the another is Haryana and Maharashtra. And the notice was issued under section 74 and 122. So the penalty was imposed under section 74. At the same time, the penalties were there under section 122. You are aware about that, the 122 when I'm talking about. Now, my dear friend, when the adjudication order was passed, the department dropped the penalty under section 74 and upheld the penalty under section 122, but which was challenged by the Patanjali Ayurved before the Honorable Allahabad High Court. That once the penalty under section 74 has been dispensed with, is decided in the favor of the SSC, that the penalty under section 74 is no more required, then automatically section 122 will not be applicable, and the SSC should be immune from any type of penalty. Now, the Honorable High Court reviewed the entire matter, reviewed the submissions given by the department as well, and dismissed the writ petition filed by the Patanjali Ayurved, and noted that the section 122 of the CGST Act to be adjudicated by the adjudicating officer and not required to undergo prosecution. Abatement of proceeding under section 74 of CGST does not ipso facto abate proceeding under section 122, which are for completely different offences. Authorities directed to continue with the proceeding under section 122 of the CGST Act in line with show cause notice issued. So, my dear friend, it's very, very important to note down here that many times you will feel that if there are the two penalties which are there in the show cause notice, section 74 and 122, and if you will win the case as far as the section 74 penalties are concerned, meaning thereby there is no mala fide intention, in that case, whether the penalty under section 122 will automatically go, the answer is no. So, as given by the Honorable High Court of Allahabad, that these are the two separate independent proceedings, and even if the section 74 is being decided in your favor, still the penalty, the proceedings under section 122 can still be there. The proceedings can be there. Whether you will get the relief for 122 or not is something different. But the penalty under section 122 will automatically not get withdrawn in case you have won the case under section 74. So this is something that very, very importantly, each one of us has to note down. That is the Patanjali Ayurved Limited case in 2025, TAXO.online 969. So I wish that each one of us should note down this particular judgment and use this judgment for their own knowledge, understanding, that whenever they are contesting the similar kind of a scenario. Now, my dear friend, coming to the next judgment, that is the 889, 25 TAXO.online 889, which says, which was again not decided in the favor of the SSC, but with a reason. Now, my dear friend, what happened with this Ashuta Enterprises versus Union of India Delhi High Court? That there was a certain orders which were passed by the department. There were certain explanation which was asked by the department, and there was no reply submitted by the SSC. Later on, the order was passed, and the SSC was of the opinion that the principle of natural justice has not been followed, as the SCN was not served properly. No hearing notice was being given, and the order was passed. So the SSC approached to the Honorable Delhi High Court. So normally, what you will feel when the show cause notice was not being properly served, no hearing was given, so automatically the order should be set aside. But now, my dear friend, very interestingly, in this particular case, when the matter was there before the Honorable Delhi High Court, the Delhi High Court not decided in the favor of the SSC, and even held that the SSC not came with a clean hands. When you are not coming with a clean hands, meaning thereby that when the petitioner was aware of the search and investigation, they already received various emails, but they never submitted any explanation as far as the sales made, including any justification of the show the invoices were not good less or was actually supply of goods. So they never submitted. They never submitted any reply to the department for the inquiries which was initiated by the department. So the Honorable High Court view was that since you are not coming with a clean hands, so you cannot say that there was no principle of natural justice followed, and accordingly you have to file now the appeal before the authorities at the appropriate level. Now we will not be entertaining the writ jurisdiction in this particular case. So my dear friend, the learning from this particular case of a 2025 taxo online 889, that unless and until we are not complying with the notices issued by the department, the various asked by the department, that okay, they have asked for certain documents or certain clarification, simply based on the notices issued by the department, and if somebody will go to the writ jurisdiction, then the benefit will not be available, because the Honorable High Court will feel that will see that whether the SSC is coming with all the justification or not. So if you are not replying to the notices issued by the department and simply coming to the High Court, may not get the relief, as we can see in this particular case with the Delhi High Court, Ashuta Enterprises 2025 Taxo online 889. So it's very important that we have to see that we are complying with the various notices, and then only if the certain unjustified situation is there, the principle of natural justice is not being followed, then only the matter will be decided, may be decided in the favor of the, or sympathetic view may be taken by the Honorable High Courts. Now, my dear friend, coming to the next judgment of the day, that is 880. The 2025 Taxo online 880 MHJ Metal Tax Private Limited. It is there again from the Delhi High Court, as you can see on the slide. So, my dear friend, this was matter again was not get the relief from the Honorable High Court, as there was a allegation on the SSC for the goods less invoice, and the goods were, there was a detention of the goods. The allegation was that there was no actual supply of goods. Uh, so the dispute was regarding the number of hearings which was there, and the SSC was of the opinion that the RUDs are not clear or and illegible. So the principle of natural justice has not been followed. So the Honorable High Court, when the matter came to the Honorable High Court of Delhi, the writ petition was there, but the writ petition was disposed of, or I will say that rejected by the Honorable High Court, noting that there was 3 hearing mentioned in the show cause notice, and respondent never adequately addressed the main issue, whether the goods were actually supplied and the ITC was rightly availed. So the court directed the department that you collect the RODs. The court ruled department collect RODs from various firms under investigation and cannot expect to supply retyped copy due to potential bulkiness of the document. Court not inclined to entertain writ petition. Petitioner permitted to avail separate appellate remedy under section 107 along with a pre-deposit note to be dismissed on the ground of limitation. So my dear friend, there were 3 aspects, that there was a limitation period was there, because there was a delay in filing of the appeal. So the Honorable Court decided in the favor of the SSC that okay, no problem. Now you have to submit the appeal. There will be no limitation issue will be there. But at the same time, you have to do a pre-deposit, and you have to go with the regular remedial, the alternative remedy available, that you have to file an appeal before the first appellate authority. But since you are looking for the RUDs which are bulky in nature, the department is not going to retype all the RUDs because they are being collected from the various firms under investigation. And the principle of natural justice is something is not being followed, as you have contended, is not a right way, right case. The 3 hearings were given. You have not properly, adequately addressed the queries given by the department in all these 3 cases. So now the order cannot be set aside. So my dear friend, again, as I mentioned you in the earlier case of Ashuta Enterprises, similarly in the case of a MHJ Metal Tax Private Limited versus CGST South Delhi, in the High Court of Delhi decided against the SSC as far as this aspect is concerned, except a case that they have given the relief of a limitation period for filing the appeal. Now, my dear friend, coming to the next judgment, that is 2025 TAXO Online 822. So, my dear friend, this was decided in the favor of the SSC, that is Shailendra Kumar versus Commissioner of West Delhi Commissionerate, CGST. Now, my dear friend, this matter is again from Delhi High Court. And in the case of this particular case, the refund of the SSC was held back by the department. And in spite of the SSC won the case, and still the department was of the view that we may go to file the appeal against the order in original, which was passed. The adjudicating authority passed the order. We will file a appeal against that. But there was no appeal pending as such at the time of at that particular point of time. So the SSC approached to the Honorable High Court of Delhi and submitted that in spite of the the department has decided in his favor, the department has withheld the refund, citing that the order is under appeal. So they are going to file the appeal. So the Honorable High Court of Delhi viewed that aspect, that since there was no appeal which was presently being filed, so the processing of the refund cannot be held, cannot be you cannot withheld the refund claim, and you have to process the refund claim along with the interest for the delay, and you have to pay within 2 months time. In case the department will file the appeal against these orders, then the processing of the refund claims or the recovery of the refund claims can be there, subject to the outcome of the appeal. So, my dear friend, the crux of this aspect is that when you have won the case at the level of an adjudication order, and since there was no appeal pending, in that case, the department cannot withhold your refund claims, and they have to pass the refund claim. They have to give the refund claims along with the interest, as we can witness in this particular case of a TAXO 2025 TAXO Online 822. Now, my dear friend, coming to the another judgment of the day, that is 920. 2025 TAXO Online 920 is the next judgment, which I wish to share with you, the Unique Computers and Communication Shop. Now, my dear friend, in this particular case, the High Court, the matter was there before the Allahabad High Court. And the matter was, as I mentioned you on the many various other occasions, that the notice uploaded by the department on the tab additional notice and orders, and which violated the principle of section 75 subsection 7 of the act, and accordingly the principle of natural justice was violated. No date of personal hearing was there, and order was passed. So, my dear friend, as you are aware that in case the tab on which the notice has been uploaded is being used as an additional notice and order, in that case it is already being upheld that it is not a valid way of serving the notice, and violation of principle of natural justice is there. So accordingly, my dear friend, when this writ petition was filed by the Unique Computers, it was decided in favor of the SSC in the petitioner, and the order was quashed by the Honorable High Court and set aside. Matter remanded back to provide opportunity to petitioner to file the response to show cause notice, and after providing opportunity of hearing, pass fresh order in accordance with the law. So, my dear friend, in case there are the situation when you are also facing that the show cause notice has been uploaded on the tab additional notice and order, and so that will be treated as a violation of the principle of section 75 subsection 7 vis-a-vis the principle of natural justice, and you can always approach to the Honorable High Courts to get the relief when you are not, because otherwise you have to pay this 10% pre-deposit and everything will be there. So you can always take this jurisprudence as in favor of yours. My dear friend, coming to the next one, similarly, the again decided in the favor of the SSC, that is 906, when the bail application was challenged by the department, or as far as the fake invoices was concerned. Punjab and Haryana High Court 2025 TAXO Online 906, when the bail was requested by the SSC. Similarly, as we can see that in the case of a Dataram versus State of Uttar Pradesh, the another judgment of 2018, 662 of the TAXO online, wherein the right to get the bail after a period of 60 days. The SSC approached to the Punjab and Haryana High Court, wherein it was held that beyond 60 days, unless and until there is a charge sheet being filed and uh, so the allegation has been decided. The petitioner is should be given a regular bail on furnishing the bail and the surety bond to the satisfaction of the trial court or the duty magistrate concerned. So, my dear friend, in this case, the bail was granted by the Honorable High Court of Punjab and Haryana as far as the Arvind Kumar director versus DGGI Amritsar was there, as the custody was for more than 2 months. So, my dear friend, you can always refer not only this judgment, but also the judgment of a Dataram versus State of Uttar Pradesh, which I just referred you, 2018, TAXO.online 662. Now, my dear friend, coming to the last 2-3 judgments, the next judgment which I wish to share with you is a 905, exactly one judgment before this, 906, 905. So, my dear friend, again, as I mentioned you, the 920, similarly, the matter was there with the Som Fragrances Private Limited, when the notice was uploaded on the additional tab, the tab of additional notice and order, and the ex parte order was passed by the department. So, my dear friend, as we see the case of a Unique Computers and the another case I am just sharing with you, the Ola Fleet Technologies Private Limited, which is a 2024 TAXO online 2294 judgment, the benefit of doubt entitled to the petitioner. So in this case also, when this wrong tab was being used to upload the notice, the principle of natural justice vis-a-vis section 75 subsection 7 was violated, and court directed the order passed by the SSC to file a fresh reply within 8 weeks, and authorities has to take the decision afresh within a period of again 4 weeks. So, my dear friend, the order was set aside, as we can witness in the 920 case, 2025 TAXO online, 2024 TAXO online 2294, and now this 2025 TAXO online 905. So there are many judgments which says that if you are uploading on the wrong tab, then the matter will be treated as principle of violation of the principle of natural justice. My dear friend, so now coming to the another case, that when there was a filing, the condonation of delay, there was a issue related to the condonation of delay was there in filing of the appeal, that the petitioner submitted that why they are before the Honorable High Court, that there was no SCN served by the department and uploaded on the common portal and automatic email and SMS. So the department was of the view that the respondent submitted that the DRC 01 and the show cause notice issued and uploaded on the common portal, automatic email and SMS were also sent to the SSC. So why the petitioner is saying that it was not being served? So the Honorable High Court of in this particular case of Punjab and Haryana High Court dismissed the writ petition filed by the SSC, and the Honorable Court noted that the reason for condonation of delay in filing appeal and no intimation sent for issuance of DRC 07 and show cause notice is totally contradictory to record. So no ground of condonation of delay in filing of the appeal. So the Honorable High Court noted that the SSC is saying that the note SCN was served, but as the respondent submitted that that is being served, uploaded on the portal, automatic email went, SMS also was there. So the SSC could not prove that the situation is a contradictory situation, that actually it was not there. So unless and until you will not give me the justification that it was not actually being served, you cannot approach to the Honorable High Court saying that it was not being served. You have to substantiate your claim, then only the benefit will be available. So my dear friend, when you are approaching to the Honorable High Court, it is very important that we have the justification available, we have the documents available to prove our claim, then only the benefit can be expected from the Honorable High Court. And here in this particular case, as I mentioned you, the 2025 TAXO online 891, the Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Bureau of India could not prove that, and accordingly, the writ petition filed was dismissed. Now, my dear friend, the last judgment of the day, which I wish to share with you, and you may would like to note down this judgment. Again, a very important judgment, where the order was passed by the department without mentioning the DIN number. So the Monarch Industries versus State of Andhra Pradesh, the Andhra Pradesh High Court upheld the views, as we can see in the many other cases, that when the assessment order was passed without the DIN number, then that is the bad order at all, non-applicable order, and accordingly, the writ petition filed by the SSC was, I will say, the allowed, and impugned order, assessment order, and the notice were set aside. The department can again issue a fresh notice, and they can again went into the proceedings. But at least the order which was passed by the department with a known availability of the DIN number held the order as an invalid order. So there was a circular issued by the department also, circular number 128, 2019. I believe that you can note down that circular so that you can take the benefit of that circular and vis-a-vis this order. And I believe that maybe this can be a useful case for you when you will also have certain orders wherein the DIN number is not being mentioned. So friends, these were around 14-15 judgments, which I feel that it will be useful for all of you while you are having the litigation, contesting the cases, filing the appeals, or making the replies of the show cause notices. May be useful for you to contest your cases. I try to cover as many as cases which can be taken in around 45-40 minutes time. I believe that all these will be very useful for all of you. With this, I conclude my lecture. You may put your queries on the chat box or in the Q&A session. In the meantime, I believe Manojji wish to speak something. So Manojji, you can start. Maybe you can take your time. But
Yeah,
I will request my colleagues here. In the meantime, the Manojji is speaking. If you have any queries, you please put on your Q&A or chat box. I will try to answer to the best of my knowledge. Over to you.
yeah. Thank you, Atulji, and for today's special session, and very special thanks to the participant for the joining today's special session on the GST litigation. Friends, as Atulji discussed the more than I think 15 case laws, and all of you knows that now is the time of the in the field of the GST is the time of the litigations, and GST cases are increasing day by day, and all of you that know that. We as a TAXO.online have the one of the finest GST case law library with the intelligent search options, and every case laws have the unique summary. Is a summaries which are designed and drafted by our experts, which is going to help you in the cases which you are going to be represent for the your clients. So weekly sessions on the litigations, draft replies, and replies of the queries is our USPs, and other basic things like act, rule, notifications, circulars, FAQs are also be the integral part of the Taxo.online. All we know that is the time of the buzzword of the AI, and very soon, and Taxo is also coming with the AI with the name of the TaxoBuddy.ai, TaxoBuddy.ai, and we already launched our beta version, and anybody want to use as a beta version, they can use. But definitely, is the commercial launch. It takes a little bit time, but you can use, and you can also get the answers, and we also get the feedbacks. And this is the from the my side. If you are looking for the good case law library on the GST, Taxo online is always available, and most of the you already using it. If somebody is not using it, is looking for the good case laws, which is mentioned by the also the Atulji, is available in our library along with all the basic things. And if you have the any query in your mind, or if you want to take a demo, then my team members, I think I request to the Kajal to display the name on the screens. You can note down the number if you're looking for the demo, and you can connect with the any person is the Srishti, Kajal, Vidya, and you get the demo on the your number, sir. This is from the my side. Once again, I'm not taking too much of the time because definitely you are looking for the answers of the your queries for the today's session, and thank you very much.
Friends, so now I have the question from Mukim Qureshi ji. What is ruling regarding non-mentioning quantity in tax invoice and e-way bill? Mukim ji, in case this is a bona fide mistake, that you could not give the quantity in the tax invoice or the e-way bill, but other documents are reflecting the some or the other way that it is a bona fide mistake, then there will not be any penalty on this particular aspect. But in case somebody will not be able to prove that there was a bona fide mistake, in that case, the penalties will be imposed by the department, and even it will be upheld by the higher forum as well. So it's very important that we have to prove that it was a bona fide one-time mistake was there. Rajesh Advani ji is asking a question. Please inform as to whether action under section 74 was dropped in case of a Patanjali. If so, then tax evaded is zero. Then how and which amount penalty under section 22 can be imposed? Just to share with you, Rajesh ji, that I am not having the privy to have the order as you are mentioning. But if I take a guess, so if the penalty under section 74 was not there, meaning thereby there was no mala fide intention at the part of the, say for example, the receiver of the invoices. But at the same time, there are many penalties. So there are 19 different subsections are there, including the abetting to crime or passing on the credit. So there may be a situation, you are aware about the circular 171, which says that the penalty under section 74 cannot be there. But if you are a pass-through entry, then the penalty under section 122 will be there. So I don't know that what was the actual situation, but as far as the joining the two sections, that was being upheld by the Honorable High Court, that the both are separate proceedings. So you cannot say that if the section 74 was dropped, automatically section penalty under section 122 cannot be there. So there may be a different kind of scenarios when the penalty under section 122 still can be imposed by the SSC. My dear friend, any latest case rule 26/3 CGST unsigned notice order copy? Yes, there is a MVL Maripati that there are the one judgment which I am remember. I don't remember the name, but if you will send me a WhatsApp or something like that, I will send you that particular judgment as well, where the unsigned notice was rejected. Unsigned order was set aside by the Honorable High Court. So I can refer you that particular judgment. So you can just note down my mobile number. Maybe the team can mention my mobile number or their mobile number, and you please WhatsApp them, and I will provide them the relevant case law. Sunil Nathji is talking about that we are billing some material to customer and later on issuing credit note as free. Should we reverse ITC proportionately? The answer is yes. That if you are providing certain material free of cost as per section 17 subsection 5, you have to you are not eligible to claim the ITC of the same. So Mukim ji, you are asking me the non-mentioning of the quantity in tax invoice case law. There are many case laws which says that if you are a bona fide belief, then there will not be any penalty. I can give you the judgments. You just again send me a WhatsApp. I will try to find out the judgment relevant for you and will share with you. Then we have an anonymous attendee. If there is no provision for doubtful debt made under the and the debt become bad, can there be ITC in the current GST return? Also, if the GST return is not filed, but at the same time, by the time it is filed, the debt become bad, can the GST liability will still be there? So if there are the bad debts are there, the only option available to you is the issuing of the credit note, and then only you can reverse your output tax liability. So that's the only point which I could guess from your question. As far as the ITC is talking about, so ITC will be there when there is a purchases. So if you are not making the payment to any supplier, then certainly you are not eligible to claim the ITC. So ITC vis-a-vis bad debts, there are two different scenario which I could. So in continuation, any advance, any order. Rule 86 any order. So MVL, I will just share with you that you please write down to me on my WhatsApp whatever the any order case law you are looking for, and I will try to provide you the case law. I will search and share you whatever the points you are looking for. So certainly one has to work, find out. Rajesh ji again asking a question: in case of advance received for services, whether tax is liable? The answer is yes. On the goods, the advances are not taxable, but in case of services, the advances are liable under GST. When invoice is issued, then GST could be reduced by the amount levied on advances. How would that be disclosed? So disclosure, I will not be able to answer you because I'm not dealing with the filing of return. But I can tell you that when the invoice will be issued. So what you have to do, the moment you will receive the advance, you have to issue an invoice. So you can provide the services later on. So when you will receive the advance, you raise the invoice, pay the tax, and whenever the services are being rendered, there is no problem. The separate invoice will not be required because you have already issued the invoice. So in one go, you can reflect in your GSTR 1 and 3B. So I answered the Rajesh ji this question as well. So I believe that now there is no question pending. If I let me see that if there are some other questions are there. I answered all the questions. If you feel that I could not answer, you please. Any other question? Let me go to the chat. Okay. So
I
there is no
request
question in the
everyone,
chat box.
uh,
Yeah.
in the meantime, I request everyone to please take a moment to scan and rate taxo.online and share your valuable feedback. The link is also shared in the chat box, and you can see the scanner on the screen.
So Kajal, I don't feel that there are now the questions are not there. So you may, so I may quit. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, with that, we come to the end of this wonderful session today. I hope you all found the session informative and insightful. I would like to thank CA Dr. Atul Gupta sir and Manoj sir for his time today and for sharing his wonderful insights with all of us. It has been an honor and privilege to have you all with us. If anyone have query, then you can just contact Nikhil, Shrishti and Vidya. The contact number is available on the screen. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Sanjay ji is asking a question. Can if a GST department raise a demand with the return filed, can the client file a return based on the demand? No, it is now not possible. You have to file a DRC 03 for whatever the demand. Say, for example, you filed the return for 20 lakhs, but the department has raised the demand, assuming your turnover 25 lakhs. So now for the 5 lakhs rupees at the rate of 18%, 90,000 rupees you have to pay through the DRC 03. You cannot amend your return, or you have to file the return in the next return you have to declare that value. But better it will be that you file a DRC 03. My mobile number is 9810103611. 9810103611.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. One more.